Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica Flynn and I'm the owner and maker of Flynn Sisters Boutique. And today we're going to be using a pattern from my new Heirloom Florals vinyl pack, which you can find on FlynnSistersSupplyShop.com. I will link it down below. For the base paint on this cup, we used pink Peony from Rustoleum, and I'm using a 30-ounce skinny straight from Craft Haven. I've already prepped and painted my cup. And I've got about 60 milliliters of epoxy here. I probably won't use it all. And you'll see that I mixed, I don't know, maybe like a teaspoon or a little less than a teaspoon amount of glitter into there. I'm using Brite from Peachy Olive Glitters for my glitter today. And we're going to spread that on like we normally would. This is just a quick glitter technique, a quick way for us to get a glitter base with very little effort. I'm using my fast setting epoxy today, so this will be dry in a couple hours and we'll be ready to move on to the next step. After that epoxy dries, it should look something like this, perfectly pink and sparkly. If you have to add another coat of epoxy to get it totally smooth, then you can do that. Mine was good in just one shot, making it a true quick glitter coat. I'm going to measure the height and width of my cup, and I'm going to use these measurements to resize my template. I'm using a template from bravedangersdesigns.com. Lindsay is super talented and has so many beautiful templates on her website. I've spent a small fortune this week buying so many of her templates, and this one is forgiving enough to where even though it was designed for a 20-ounce skinny straight, we can resize it for a 30-ounce skinny straight like we're doing today. I wouldn't recommend that with all templates, but with this one, it's okay. It's not going to change the look of the design too much by resizing it. So after I had resized the template in Cricut Design Space, I cut it with my vinyl setting with my Heirloom Florals vinyl, and I'm going to take out the diamond shapes here like you see there, because I'm not going to be using those. I want the glitter to shine through. And I think this template was made for you to use like a sticky sheet and then you like glitter the different sections. I'm not going to do that today. I mainly just wanted it for these shapes to be all evenly sized and go perfectly around our cup. You'll notice I cut out one of the inside diamonds by hand and set that aside. You'll see what I'm going to be doing with that later. I'm going to cut all the excess backing paper away from our vinyl cut design here before we transfer it onto the cup. And I'm going to transfer this whole thing all at one time onto my cup. And I know what some of you are thinking, those are just triangles. Why can't you just transfer them one at a time? I could probably do that, but it wouldn't be as straight. So I'm just going to try and do it all in one shot. So here we go. I'm going to use some of that overhang of that transfer tape to anchor things down to make sure I have it all lined up. And once I'm confident that I have everything lined up nicely, I'm going to peel back about an inch of that paper backing from our vinyl, and I'm going to use that as an anchor while I use my wide squeegee to squish this onto the cup, being careful not to create any wrinkles or bubbles. And you'll notice that I really am using my squeegee to push against that paper backing. I'm not removing the paper backing myself. In the same way that we would do just a regular vinyl wrap on a cup is the same thing that we're going to be doing here. I normally do not like adding vinyl of this size to cups after they've been epoxied because it's easier to put this on a completely flat, untouched cup than it is at this stage in the game. But however, this design is pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. So I was confident that we would get great results and not too much trouble doing it at this stage of the game. And it saves us some steps. So once I get to the end here, I'm just going to make sure that both sides line up nicely for that triangle there. Super simple to do. Press everything down nice and flat and then very carefully remove my transfer tape. Next, we're going to take that diamond that we had cut from our vinyl earlier, if you remember, and I'm going to cut all the extra backing paper off so we have just that true diamond shape. And I'm going to use that as a little hand template to cut out the same diamond shape from the transparent decal sheet that is included with this vinyl pack. That way we have some diamonds that are the opaque vinyl, and then the diamonds inside show that beautiful toile pattern, but also show the glitter inside as kind of a window, which I thought was like a fun little detail. I don't know. To transfer this onto the cup, I'm using the grids on my transfer tape to line up with the corners on the diamond, along with the corners of the diamonds that are already on the cup. And I'm kind of using my ruler to make sure everything is nice and centered before placing it on the cup. It was actually a lot easier to center these than I thought it would be, just using, again, that grid that's included on the transfer tape. So then we just repeated that same step all the way around the cup. So we should have something that looks like this. Next, I added a 2.5 inch circle to the bottom as a little added detail. I just used my 2.5 inch hole punch to do that. Of course, you could use your Cricut if you wanted to. And then for the vinyl lines, I'm using this brushed metallic copper that I got from the vinylcottageshop.com. I will link it down below. And I cut these vinyl strips with my Cricut at 11.5 inches by 0.10 inches tall. And you just follow the lines on the template, kind of crisscrossing them through each of the diamonds. And then we'll trim them with our craft knife once we're done. For the inner diamonds, I used the inner lines that were left over from when I cut the bigger lines, if that makes sense. So if you just duplicate those 11.5 inches by 0.10 inch lines, I duplicated mine, I think 12 or 15 times for this. See all those little lines that are left in between? That's what we're going to use for the inner diamond lines, okay? And again, trimming to nice crispy points after we get our vinyl laid. Once I'm done with all of that vinyl work, I'm going to protect my work by sealing it with Counterculture DIY's water-based urethane sealer. This is Quick Coat. This is not an epoxy. Again, this is a water-based urethane sealer. I absolutely love using this to seal my vinyl. I've been using it for years. I talk about it a lot in my videos, and it works fantastic for sealing this type of vinyl. This is a thicker metallic vinyl, so it's going to have a harder time bonding to the cup, and this will ensure that it does not peel up. So I just apply this with a gloved finger while it's on my turner. I do coat the whole cup because I might as well. Also, it's going to seal in any kind of like oils or contaminants that might have happened during all of this vinyl work to ensure that my final coats really do end up being final coats. This is going to dry for about an hour or so until it's completely bone dry to the touch. And then I will start on my final coats of epoxy. After that quick coat was totally dry, I applied this I guess this would be a building coat, not a final coat, because it's not going to be my final coat yet. This is about 30 milliliters of epoxy. I'm using my Artist Cure for this coat instead of Fast Cure because I'm tired of looking at this cup for today, so I let it roll overnight. And after this coat was dry, we do need to do some sanding. So you see how our paint and vinyl go all the way up to the top rim? We need to sand some of that down to expose a fine line of stainless steel so that our final coat of epoxy bonds to that line of stainless steel, forming the seal for our tumbler on the outer rim rather than the very top rim where it's most vulnerable. This is also going to help clean everything up and get it looking nice and crispy. So after I seal all the way around the top rim, sanding down as much as I can with my sander there, I'm going to clean everything up with rubbing alcohol on a paper towel. and then wipe everything down with a tack cloth so it's ready for a true final coat. This cup just needed one final coat before it was totally done. I do want to show you guys how I measure my cups. You'll notice that I have my level lined up against the very bottom of the cup. I do that every time I do an epoxy coat from start to finish, because I might think it's level, it might look level, but it could be off level after rolling all day or after I do some design work on it, and so I have to re-level the cup and adjust it on the cup arm. It doesn't matter if your turner is level or not. If that cup isn't level on the arm, you will get muffin tops and fluffy tops. You know what I'm talking about, okay? So I just wanted to add that in there. I do that every time. It's super important. But this is it. This is the final coat and we are done. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not really happy with the base coat color that I chose. I sort of wish that I would have done white. It's coming across as yellow on camera, but it's really not. It's a very pale, feminine pink. But I'm not thrilled with it. I wish I would have done white. So if you do this cup, if you copy this same exact design with this pattern, let me know if you would do white. But I still like it. I hope you guys like this design. Go check out bravedangerdesigns.com for all of her cool templates. This was a very fun and easy template to use, and I got fantastic results. Let me know what you think. If you liked my video, give us a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I upload new videos every week or so. I know I've been kind of absent, guys. I have all these conventions this summer and I've been really busy at the shop and creating new and fun products for you guys with Flynn Sisters Supply Shop. So I just haven't had time to make videos, but I love you all and I hope you've been having a great summer. We'll see you next time. And a big thank you to all of our Flynn Sisters exclusive members. Thank you for your pledge. Your support means the world to our channel. If you love this video, you could check out our last video here. Also be sure to find us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and of course subscribe for all our new videos that come out every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.